Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are strapping in to look at something really counterintuitive.
Yeah, this one is interesting.
We're talking about the central Indiana real estate market, specifically right now, November 2025, because all the national news you're hearing sounds, frankly, apocalyptic for sellers.
It does.
But our sources are claiming Indianapolis is in this rare Goldilocks window.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where it's somehow the best time to buy since 2019 and also the best time to sell.
It's a paradox. It feels like someone has to be wrong.
You'd think so, but the local data really seems to support both sides of that coin.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And that's our mission today, right?
Yeah.
To give you the concrete facts, because the national story is just missing what's happening on the ground here.
Absolutely. And just to be clear on geography, we're not just talking about downtown Indy.
Right.
This is really about the whole dynamic ecosystem, the suburbs. So Avon, Carmel, Fishers, Noblesville, Zionsville.
Geist, Brownsburg, Westfield, all of them.
Yeah, that's where the movement is, and that's what's creating this unique situation.
So I guess we have to start with that national picture to really see the contrast.
We have to. It's the backdrop. It's why the Indianapolis story is so surprising. As of, mid-November 2025, the U.S. is in what everyone is calling the strongest buyer's market in over a decade.
And when you look at the numbers, you can see why. I mean, sellers have to be panicking nationally.
Oh, absolutely. The supply and demand gap is it's massive. We've got 36.8% more sellers than buyers.
Wow.
We have not seen a gap that wide since 2013.
So a long, long time.
A long time. And home price growth has basically flatlined. It's up only 1.2% year over year.
Barely keeping up with inflation, if at all.
Not even close. And the big one, 75 of the top 100 markets are still considered significantly overvalued.
Okay, so if you stop right there, you'd think the whole country is just sliding into a huge correction.
You would.
Yeah.
But this is where central Indiana just kind of breaks the hold. The local story is much more resilient.
Better, but it's not all sunshine and roses, right? For buyers, the big news is choice.
Choice is the word. Active listings are up 27% year over year. That's 5,509 single-family homes on the market.
And sellers are feeling that pressure.
They are. 56% of those listings have already had to take a price cut.
Okay, so more choice. And over half the sellers are nervous enough to drop their price. That just screams buyer's leverage.
It does. But here's the defiant part. The part that makes Indy so different.
Go on.
While national price growth is stalled at 1.2%, central Indiana's median sales price is up 5% year over year. It's sitting at a really robust $315,000.
Wait. So inventory's up 27%. Price cuts are happening on more than half the listings. But the final sales price is still growing at 5%. How does that math work? Isn't that value about to just crater?
That is the critical question.
Yeah.
And the resilience seems to come from sustained local demand. Unlike a lot of the coastal or sun-built cities, our sources suggest Indy's growth was based on real demographic and commercial expansion, not just speculation.
So we had a boom, but it was a healthier boom.
Exactly. The market has, normalized from that frenzied pace, but the fundamental value is still there. It's holding strong.
And that 5% price growth, coupled with all that inventory, that's the paradox.
That's it.
Okay, so let's drill down on the buyer side first. Why is right now the best time to buy here since 2019?
It boils down to two things: unprecedented choice and real financial leverage.
So let's start with choice. Reason one, inventory just hit a 6-year high. That has to change the whole experience.
It's a fundamental shift. I mean, look at the months of supply metric.
That's how long it would take to sell everything on the market.
Right. It jumped from 2.1 months to 4.2 months. So think about what that feels like for you, the buyer.
A year or two ago, you were lucky to see 3 houses and had to make an offer on one of them in an hour.
Exactly. Now you're looking at 8, 10, maybe 12 homes. You can breathe. You can compare. You can think. The power has completely shifted.
And that power translates into cash, which is reason number 2. Sellers are giving concessions.
They have to compete. Our sources show the average seller credit in recent closings was $8,700.
$8,700. And that's money for what? Closing costs, repairs?
It can be. But the smartest play right now in this rate environment is using that money for an interest rate buydown.
Ah, okay. Which leads right into reason number 3. Rates are dropping faster than prices are.
Precisely. Local 30-year fixed rates are around 6.31%, and they're softening.
So you take that $8,700 from the seller?
And you use it to buy down your rate. So you're capitalizing on the seller's need to negotiate and the downward trend in the national rate environment.
And what's that save you? practically speaking.
For every 0.5% you drop your rate, you're saving, what, $150 to $200 a month. You're locking in future savings on day one.
Okay, the fourth reason seems purely tactical. It's about timing, beating the spring rush.
It's all about seasonality. The data is clear. Come March, wire activity spikes. It jumps 60 to 80%, typically.
So more competition.
Way more. Right now in November, sellers outnumber buyers, 2.5 to 1. You have a massive tactical advantage. You get in before the crowds arrive.
And the final one, number 5. This seems like a big one for anyone even thinking about a new build. The incentives are just insane.
They really are. Builders have to keep their crews working, so they're offering these packages $30,000 to $50,000.
And we're not just talking about granite countertops here.
No, this is overwhelmingly financial. Most often it's something called a 2-1 buy-down.
Okay, let's unpack that term, because that seems to be the key financial trick that's making this market work. What is a 2-1 buy-down?
So the builder is basically subsidizing your mortgage for the first 2 years. Let's say the market rate is 6.5%. Okay. For your first year, you're not paying 6.5. You're paying 4.5%.
Wow.
In year 2, you pay 5.5%. And then in year 3, it settles at the full rate. It gives you this huge, affordable runway to start.
And the idea is you'll refinance by then anyway, when rates have hopefully dropped more.
Exactly. And it's all paid for by the builder.
Yeah.
So you're getting an effective rate right now around 4.5% for those first 2 years.
So the high interest rates that scared everyone away, they're being solved by the high inventory that's forcing builders and sellers to get creative.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's the strong case for buyers.
Okay, that was 5 very compelling reasons to buy now. But I have to be honest. If inventory is up that much and half the sellers are cutting prices, how can you possibly say this is also the best time to sell?
Because if you wait for the market to feel better for a seller...
Meaning less inventory, more bidding wars.
Right. If you wait for that, you've already missed the peak of your financial game, and you're about to face way more competition.
Okay, so start with the money. Reason 1, massive equity retention.
That's the foundation. The average homeowner in this area is still sitting on a huge pile of cash, in their home's value.
Even with the recent slowdown.
Even with the slowdown, the average home value here is still up an incredible 48% since 2020.
48%.
So you're selling from a position of historic strength, not desperation. Waiting just risks letting that gain slowly erode.
Okay, so reason 2 is how you actually get that money out. And it's all about pricing it right from the start.
If you price your home correctly, and by that I mean within, say, 2% of its true market value based on a good CMA.
A comparative market analysis.
Right. If you do that, your home doesn't sit, it flies. The data shows listings priced correctly are going under contract in an average of 9.4 days.
Under 10 days.
And closing at 101.3% of the list price.
So demand is still there. It's just laser focused on value now. You can't just throw a high number out there and hope.
The days of doing that are over. If you're realistic, you win fast.
Okay, reason 3. This ties back to what you said about buyers. You called it move-up buyers unlocking.
Yeah, so think about all the people who were stuck. They refinanced at 3% and were terrified of moving into a 7% mortgage.
The golden handcuffs.
Exactly. But now, with rates softening and these buy-downs on the table, they're starting to move again. That's creating a chain reaction.
So a new wave of motivated buyers is entering the market.
A fresh supply of highly qualified people who also have a home they need to sell quickly. It's getting the whole system moving again.
And the last reason for sellers, again, it's about timing. Avoid the spring flood.
You list your home now, in November, you are competing against 60 to 70% less inventory than you will be in March.
So you stand out more.
Way more. It's much easier to get noticed and negotiate from strength now than it is to be one of hundreds of new listings in a few months when the market is just a frenzy.
So this whole conversation really hinges on this unique window, this tactical gap between now and March 2026. Let's put those 2 moments side by side.
Yeah, the comparison really makes the point. So November, inventory is high, up 27%. Come March, we expect it to be much tighter because of all that buyer demand.
And the pace changes. Right now it's slower. Average days on market is 42.
A nice relaxed pace for buyers to negotiate. In March, we project that drops to around 28 days.
So things get faster, more stressful.
Right. And then there's the concessions, the free money. Right now, 56% of listings are seeing price reductions.
Which you're saying will drop to around 30% in the spring.
Exactly. Sellers will feel less pressure to give away thousands when they have multiple offers.
And that amazing 4.5 to 5% effective rate with the buy down.
That's projected to climb back toward 5.5 or 6%. Builders won't need to offer those deep subsidies when they have 3 buyers for every home instead of 1.
Okay, so let's hit the big fear. What if you wait? Will prices just crash in 2026 and you'll get a better deal then?
All the data we have, all the sources say no. There's zero evidence of a crash coming for central Indiana.
Just slow, steady growth.
The consistent forecast is for 2 to 4% growth. So the worst mistake a buyer can make is waiting for a big correction that isn't coming. You wait, you're likely paying 8 to 15% more by 2027 or 2028.
And we have a story about this, right? The classic mistake of waiting for the perfect rate.
Yeah, the source mentioned the client. They found the perfect lakefront home in Geist. Just ideal.
A rare property.
Very rare.
Yeah.
And they waited. They said, let's just wait 1 more month, see if the numbers get a little better.
Man.
And it was gone. Those unique high-demand properties, they don't follow the general market trends. They move when they move. You find what you love. You make the deal work now with concessions. You don't wait for a crash.
It brings the data to life. So let's look at some other real-world wins from just the last month or so.
Okay, first, a great example of a balanced deal in Fishers. Listed at $549,900.
Okay.
It closed at $535,000. So, bit of a price drop.
Right.
But the buyer also got $12,000 in concessions.
12 grand, that's huge.
It covers almost all your closing costs. And the seller, they were under contract in 12 days. So, quick sale for them, cash back for the buyer, win-win.
What about a deal that shows the high-end demand is still there?
That's our Carmel Ranch example, priced perfectly at $725,000. It ended up selling for $740,000.
Overlist.
Overlist, all cash offer. They had 4 offers in 4 days. It just proves that if the quality is there and the price is realistic, the competition is still absolutely fierce.
And finally, the new build example. The buyer who really took advantage of those incentives.
The Avon new build. This buyer got, get this, $47,000 in builder incentives.
$47,000, wow.
And that money funded a 2-1 buy down, giving them an effective rate of 4.375% for the first 2 years.
That's an incredible deal.
It's a brilliant tactical win. The buyer gets the financial benefit of a huge price drop, but the builder doesn't have to officially lower the price and devalue the neighborhood.
So if you're listening to this and you've taken in all this super specific local data, what's the one core takeaway about Indianapolis right now?
I think the core finding is that Indy has found this unique temporary equilibrium. You have high inventory, which should be a buyer's market,
Right.
but it's paired with really surprising price stability, which feels like a seller's market. And that combination creates this tactical window where buyers can demand concessions and sellers can still get a fast, profitable sale. But that kind of window, by its nature, doesn't stay open for long.
And that's exactly what the national headlines are missing, that local nuance, that the crisis story just doesn't apply when you look at the real numbers on the ground.
It really doesn't. And,
Right.
it raises a bigger question about what comes next. Our sources kept hinting at major commercial activity that's ramping up. Things like Cadillac's new Formula One headquarters in Fishers, this whole commercial real estate boom projected for 25 and 26.
So more jobs, more people moving here.
Exactly. So here's the thought. If residential prices in Indianapolis can stay this stable, even growing 2 to 4% with high rates and high inventory, what happens to prices and competition in the next phase, when all those new jobs and all that commercial density actually arrive?
The pressure will go way up.
So should we be seeing this current Goldilocks market less as a slump and more as just a brief negotiable plateau right before a major economic upswing sends prices and competition much, much higher? The pause is now. The acceleration is coming.